Kabat Shalom was on Ellen DeGeneres' show being all fake and gay. And if you know about Kabat having a pizza tattoo on his lip,
living in China and doing a lot of work with the victims from sex trafficking, work with a orphanage in Romania.
Nobody expected Ellen DeGeneres and Erika Kirk to end up in the same conversation, but one new clip just changed everything. Because what started as a random viral moment suddenly turned into a full-blown internet investigation. People began slowing the footage down, rewatching reactions, comparing old interviews, and the deeper viewers looked, the more uncomfortable the entire situation became. At first, it seemed harmless, just another celebrity interaction. But then, something changed. Audiences started noticing strange similarities in behavior, body language.
I lived out here. I was here for 5 years. I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my
language and the way certain people around Erika reacted once the clip began spreading online. And this is where it gets strange. The controversy isn't only about what was shown in the clip. It's about what viewers think it revealed behind the scenes. And if even half the internet theories are true, this could become a massive image problem for everyone involved. For years, Ellen DeGeneres carefully built one of the most polished images in entertainment. On camera, she was funny, generous, relaxed, and untouchable. Millions of viewers saw her as the friendly face of daytime television. But after stories about behind-the-scenes behavior started surfacing years ago, that perfect image took a major hit. And ever since then, the internet has watched Ellen differently. Every interview, every awkward clip, every strange celebrity interaction. People started searching for signs they may have missed before. Now, fast forward to Erika Kirk, someone who has recently become the center of growing online controversy connected to conservative media circles and internal power dynamics around Turning Point USA. At first, most people never imagined her name would overlap with mainstream Hollywood figures like Ellen. But then, something changed. A resurfaced clip began spreading online, and almost immediately, viewers noticed tension. Not obvious tension, subtle tension. The kind internet audiences obsess over because it feels accidental, real, unfiltered. That's when social media exploded. People began analyzing facial expressions, timing, reactions in the background, even the way conversations shifted during the clip. Some claimed the interaction exposed cracks in the carefully controlled public personas surrounding both women. Others believed viewers were reading too much into it. But here's the problem. The clip arrived at the worst possible time. Erika was already facing growing scrutiny online. Ellen already had a damaged reputation from past allegations surrounding workplace culture and public image management. So when audiences saw the two names connected together, they immediately assumed there had to be a deeper story underneath. And it doesn't stop there. Because internet detectives quickly started connecting the clip to older controversies, past interviews, and relationships that suddenly looked very different in hindsight. What seemed random at first started looking coordinated, and once viewers started pulling at that thread, the entire conversation spiraled fast. The moment the clip started trending, people reacted the same way they always do online now. At first, they laughed. Then they replayed it. Then, they started noticing details. Tiny details. The kind that completely change the mood once you see them. And this is where it gets strange. Because viewers weren't just focused on what Ellen DeGeneres or Erika Kirk actually said, they became obsessed with what wasn't being said. The pauses, the expressions, the uncomfortable energy between people in the room. It felt off. Not dramatically off. Just enough to trigger that internet instinct that says, something's happening here. And once that instinct kicks in, social media becomes ruthless. People clipped the footage into slow motion. Side-by-side comparisons appeared within hours. Users on TikTok, X, and YouTube began analyzing the interaction frame by frame like it was a crime documentary. Some pointed to Ellen's reaction. Others focused on Erika. But almost everyone agreed on one thing. The vibe felt incredibly uncomfortable. That alone would have been enough to make the clip go viral for a few days. But then, something changed. People started connecting the clip to older rumors that had never fully gone away. Rumors about image management, private behavior versus public branding, powerful people protecting certain circles behind the scenes. Suddenly, the conversation got much bigger, because now viewers weren't just talking about one awkward interaction. They were talking about patterns. And patterns are dangerous online, especially when audiences already distrust celebrity culture and political influencer culture at the same time. That's why this crossover between Erika Kirk and Ellen exploded so fast. It merged two worlds people already suspected were hiding more than they admitted publicly: Hollywood and political media. Two industries obsessed with branding. Two industries built on influence. And according to internet speculation, two industries where insiders often protect each other quietly until something finally leaks out publicly. But here's the problem. Nobody could fully explain why the clip felt so tense. That mystery became fuel. Some viewers believed Ellen looked visibly uncomfortable around Erika. Others thought Erika seemed nervous. A few even claimed people in the background appeared to realize something awkward was happening in real time. Whether any of that was objectively true almost stopped mattering, because perception online moves faster than facts. And it doesn't stop there. As the clip spread wider, older footage involving both women suddenly resurfaced too. Interviews, event appearances, social interactions that originally seemed normal now looked suspicious under this new lens. That's when things started falling apart. Because audiences love retroactive storytelling. Once they believe there's hidden tension, they go backwards searching for evidence that it existed all along. And honestly, they found plenty of moments that looked strange in hindsight. Short pauses, forced laughter, conversations ending abruptly, moments where people appeared overly careful with their wording. None of it proved anything directly, but together, it created a narrative. And narratives are what drive internet scandals now, especially when audiences already feel emotionally primed to distrust polished public figures. That's why Ellen's involvement made the story so explosive. Years ago, accusations about toxic workplace culture shattered the image she spent decades building. Since then, viewers have constantly searched for signs that the real Ellen was different from the public version. So when this new clip surfaced, people immediately interpreted it through that same lens. As another mask slip moment, another accidental glimpse behind the curtain. And Erika's growing controversies online only intensified that reaction, because critics already believed there were hidden dynamics happening behind the scenes in her own circles too. Power structures, social manipulation, influence games, private relationships affecting public narratives. Now suddenly, audiences thought they saw those same dynamics colliding in one single viral moment. That possibility fascinated people. And this is where it gets really dangerous. The internet stopped treating the clip like entertainment. Now, they treated it like evidence. Every comment section turned into an investigation board. People started theorizing about connections nobody had even considered before. Some speculated the clip hinted at much larger networking relationships between media personalities and political influencers behind closed doors. Again, no one had concrete proof. But the uncertainty itself became addictive, because humans naturally try to solve incomplete stories. And the more incomplete this story felt, the more obsessed viewers became with finishing it themselves. Once the internet locked onto the clip, the conversation evolved fast. Too fast. What started as that awkward Erika and Ellen moment suddenly turned into people asking a much bigger question. How many public figures are performing versions of themselves that completely collapse once the cameras stop rolling? And that question hit both women hard for different reasons. Because Ellen DeGeneres had already spent years trying to recover from accusations that shattered her "be kind" image. Meanwhile, Erika Kirk was facing growing criticism from online commentators who claimed there were hidden power dynamics operating behind the scenes in her own circles. So when audiences saw them connected in one viral clip, it almost felt symbolic, like two separate controversies colliding at exactly the wrong moment. And this is where it gets strange. People started focusing on something nobody initially noticed. The reactions after the clip went viral. Not during, after. Because according to viewers tracking the situation online, there was an unusual amount of silence. No clear clarification, no strong dismissal, no direct explanation that shut the theories down immediately. That silence became part of the story itself. And online, silence is dangerous, especially when audiences already believe something is being hidden. Suddenly, every delay felt suspicious. Every vague response felt calculated. Every missing statement created more room for speculation. And it doesn't stop there, because internet investigators started building timelines. When was the clip filmed? Who else was present? What relationships existed between the people involved? Why did certain reactions look rehearsed while others looked genuinely uncomfortable? The deeper viewers dug, the more the story transformed from viral gossip into what felt like a giant puzzle. And once people emotionally invest in solving a puzzle, they don't let go easily. That's when older stories involving Ellen resurfaced again in full force. Former employees, celebrities describing uncomfortable interactions, stories about how different the atmosphere allegedly felt off-camera compared to Ellen's public image. None of those controversies were new, but connected to this clip, they suddenly felt relevant again, because audiences started seeing a pattern: public warmth, private tension, controlled image management. And critics began claiming Erika represented a similar dynamic in a completely different world. Not daytime television, political influence culture. That parallel made the entire situation explode even more online, because viewers realized the industries may not be as different as they thought. Hollywood, political media, influencer culture, all built around branding, all built around carefully crafted public personas, all dependent on audiences believing the image being sold to them. But here's the problem. Once audiences start doubting authenticity, every interaction becomes suspicious. And that's exactly what happened here. People rewatched the clip, obsessively searching for the moment, the exact second where the fake smiles allegedly cracked. Some claimed Ellen's expression changed when certain topics came up. Others insisted Erika looked caught off guard at one specific point in the interaction. Whether true or not, almost didn't matter anymore. The internet had already decided the clip felt real. And emotional perception spreads faster online than factual analysis ever will. That's when things started falling apart even faster. Commentators began suggesting the clip accidentally exposed how elite social circles actually operate behind closed doors, not through direct conspiracies, through subtle hierarchy, power recognition, networking, careful social maneuvering, people protecting access, people avoiding conflict publicly while tensions quietly build underneath. Suddenly, viewers weren't analyzing one conversation anymore. They were analyzing status dynamics. And this is where the story became addictive, because everybody understands fake social behavior instinctively. Most people have experienced it at work, school, friend groups, or networking events. Smiling publicly while tension exists privately. Acting supportive while real feelings stay hidden underneath. The clip triggered that exact emotional recognition. That's why millions of people became convinced they were witnessing something authentic accidentally slip through. Then came another twist. Some online users started comparing Erika and Ellen's public personas directly, both associated with highly curated images, both accused by critics of controlling narratives carefully, both connected to powerful social ecosystems where relationships matter enormously. That comparison spread everywhere. And once it did, the clip stopped being viewed as random entirely. Now audiences saw it as symbolic of something larger. A glimpse into how influence culture really works once cameras capture a moment nobody fully prepared for. And according to viewers following every update obsessively, that realization may have been far more damaging than the clip itself. At this point, the internet wasn't trying to decide whether the clip was awkward anymore. That part was over. Now people were trying to figure out what the awkwardness actually meant, and the theories got intense fast. Some viewers believed the clip exposed tension between Erika Kirk and people connected to Ellen DeGeneres behind the scenes. Others thought it revealed something even bigger, a hidden overlap between elite media circles and political influencer culture that audiences were never supposed to notice. That theory exploded online. Because once people believe powerful social groups quietly interact behind closed doors, every coincidence suddenly feels intentional. And this is where it gets strange. The clip itself wasn't even dramatic in the traditional sense. Nobody screamed. Nobody walked off stage. Nobody directly exposed anyone. But somehow, that made it feel more real. It felt accidental, unfiltered. Like one of those rare moments where public figures forget they're being watched for just a second too long, and viewers became obsessed with that possibility. That's when body language experts flooded social media. YouTube channels began breaking the clip down frame by frame. TikTok creators zoomed into facial reactions, hand movements, eye contact, and even pauses between sentences. Some of the analysis got ridiculous, but some of it genuinely made people uncomfortable, especially when creators started highlighting moments where smiles appeared forced or reactions looked delayed. Suddenly, audiences believed they were seeing hidden tension exposed in real time. And it doesn't stop there, because the clip triggered a second wave of digging into Erika's growing controversies online. People revisited old discussions surrounding influence, internal social dynamics, and alleged gatekeeping inside certain political media spaces. At the same time, Ellen's old controversies resurfaced yet again, particularly stories involving toxic workplace culture and allegations that her public persona didn't match private behavior. That overlap became the core of the story. Two women from completely different worlds, connected by accusations of image control. That connection fascinated audiences, because people are deeply drawn to stories where polished public branding collides with rumors about hidden private realities. It creates emotional whiplash. Viewers start wondering how many other public figures are carefully performing identities instead of showing who they actually are. And once that thought enters people's minds, they start questioning everything. Past interviews suddenly feel rehearsed. Friendly moments look strategic. Compliments sound fake. The entire illusion begins cracking. That's exactly what happened here. And according to online speculation, some insiders became nervous about how quickly the conversation was spiraling. Why? Because this wasn't staying isolated to one viral moment anymore. The clip had evolved into a wider criticism of influencer ecosystems themselves. Political influencers, Hollywood celebrities, media personalities. The internet began grouping them all together under one uncomfortable idea. Public authenticity might just be another performance. That's when things started falling apart even faster. Viewers noticed how carefully people around the situation were speaking. Nobody seemed eager to fully explain the clip. Nobody aggressively shut the theories down either. That middle ground created chaos. Because ambiguity is rocket fuel online. The less clarity people get, the more conspiracy-style thinking fills the gaps. And this is where audience psychology became critical. Humans naturally believe emotional tension before they believe official explanations. If something feels weird, most viewers trust that instinct immediately. That's why the clip spread so aggressively. It triggered intuition, not logic. And once millions of viewers emotionally agree that something feels off, reversing the narrative becomes almost impossible. But then, something changed. People started focusing less on the clip itself and more on the reactions from surrounding circles afterward. Who stayed silent? Who suddenly distanced themselves? Who avoided discussing it publicly? Those questions created another layer of mystery, because online audiences interpret silence as fear, especially in influencer culture where people usually comment on everything instantly. And the longer the silence lasted, the more viewers assumed there had to be deeper tensions hidden underneath. That's when one terrifying possibility started spreading across social media. What if the clip accidentally revealed relationships and power dynamics the public was never supposed to think about in the first place? That idea turned the controversy from gossip into obsession. Because now people weren't just hunting for awkward moments. They were hunting for the hidden structure behind the image. And once audiences start believing there's a hidden structure, they never stop looking. That's when the situation stopped being controllable. Because once millions of people start searching for hidden meaning at the same time, the internet becomes a machine that feeds itself. Every hour brought new theories, new clips, new screenshots, new evidence. And suddenly, the viral moment involving Erika Kirk and Ellen DeGeneres wasn't just trending, it was mutating. The story kept evolving faster than anyone could contain it. And this is where it gets strange. Some viewers started claiming the clip exposed something much darker than simple awkwardness. They argued it revealed how elite public figures quietly recognize each other behind the scenes, not necessarily as friends, but as people who understand the same game. The game of image control. The game of influence. The game of protecting reputations at all costs. That interpretation spread like wildfire. Because audiences already distrust institutions. They already distrust celebrities. They already distrust political media. So, when this clip arrived, it landed directly on top of years of built-up skepticism. And it doesn't stop there. Internet users started building entire narratives around the idea that powerful social ecosystems overlap far more than ordinary viewers realize. Hollywood personalities, political influencers, media executives, donor circles, networking events, shared publicists, shared strategies. Again, none of this was fully proven. But online momentum doesn't wait for proof. Momentum runs on emotion. And emotionally, people were hooked. That's when older footage involving Erika resurfaced again, this time analyzed through a completely different lens. Moments that once seemed normal suddenly looked calculated. Friendly interactions looked transactional. Public support looked strategic instead of genuine. At the same time, Ellen's past controversies exploded back into public conversation yet again. Former staff accusation, celebrity complaints, stories about toxic behind-the-scenes behavior. The internet combined all of it into one giant narrative about fake public kindness, masking, hidden control dynamics. And suddenly, the clip felt symbolic of something enormous. Not just one scandal, a system. That's when things started falling apart even faster. Because the people connected to these worlds couldn't fully ignore the controversy anymore. Commentary channels covered it non-stop. Social media creators farmed millions of views, dissecting every angle. Even people who had never heard of Erika before now believed they were watching some kind of accidental exposure unfold in real time. But here's the problem. The more attention the clip received, the more dangerous silence became. No explanation could fully satisfy audiences anymore because viewers had already emotionally committed to the mystery. They wanted hidden truths. They wanted backstage access. They wanted confirmation that the polished images they'd been shown for years weren't real. And once audiences crave that kind of revelation, they start interpreting everything as evidence. A nervous smile becomes suspicious. A delayed response becomes strategic. An unfollow becomes a secret war. That's exactly what happened here. Then came another escalation nobody expected. People started comparing this controversy to other celebrity image collapses from the past decade. Cases where public figures maintained carefully controlled reputations for years before stories from insiders completely changed how audiences viewed them overnight. That comparison terrified people following the story, because it implied the Erika and Ellen clip might just be the beginning, not the ending. And this is where audience obsession reached another level entirely. Viewers began hunting for slip-up moments everywhere. Old interviews got dissected, event footage resurfaced. Podcasts, backstage clips, random interactions, all re-examined for signs that public personas were hiding something underneath. The internet basically turned into one giant investigation board. And the scariest part? People genuinely believed they were uncovering something important. Not gossip. Not drama. Truth. That emotional shift changed everything. Because once viewers convince themselves they're exposing hidden systems instead of consuming entertainment, they become relentless. And according to online speculation, Some people close to these circles allegedly started panicking privately about how out of control the narrative had become. Why? Because narratives built around authenticity are almost impossible to repair once they collapse, especially in industries built entirely on trust and likability. That's why this situation became so damaging so quickly. It wasn't about one bad clip anymore. It was about the fear that audiences had finally started seeing through the performance. And if that fear spreads widely enough, every carefully managed image suddenly becomes fragile. The biggest reveal in this entire story wasn't hidden inside the clip itself. It was hidden inside the reaction to it. That's what changed everything. Because the moment viewers saw Erika Kirk and Ellen DeGeneres together in that uncomfortable viral moment, people instinctively recognized something they've been suspecting for years. Public image is often a performance. And this is where it gets strange. The internet didn't just expose one awkward interaction. It exposed how quickly audiences lose trust once they sense even a tiny crack in authenticity. That's why the clip exploded beyond logic. Not because it contained some shocking confession, but because it emotionally confirmed what many people already feared about celebrity and influencer culture, that behind the smiles, behind the branding, behind the perfectly rehearsed interviews, there may be an entirely different reality operating privately. That was the real reveal. And suddenly, viewers started seeing Erika and Ellen as symbols of the exact same system, two completely different worlds connected by the same survival strategy. Control the narrative, protect the image, manage perception. The moment audiences connected those dots, the controversy stopped being about either woman individually. Now it became about the machine surrounding them. The machine that rewards likability, punishes dissent, builds carefully curated personas, and depends on viewers never looking too closely behind the curtain. But here's the problem. The internet loves pulling curtains back, especially when people suspect they're being manipulated emotionally. That's why the reactions after the clip mattered more than the clip itself. The hesitation, the silence, the careful wording, the visible discomfort surrounding the controversy all reinforced the same idea. Something about the situation felt too sensitive for people to address directly. And once audiences sensed that fear, the story became unstoppable. Because now, viewers believed they weren't just watching viral drama. They believed they had witnessed a rare, accidental glimpse into how influence culture actually functions when the performance slips for even a second. That realization completely changed how many people saw not only Erika and Ellen, but the entire ecosystem around them. What makes this story so powerful is that almost everyone watching recognized a piece of the same pattern. Not just in Hollywood, not just in political media, everywhere. People are exhausted by polished personas, exhausted by carefully managed branding, exhausted by public figures presenting perfection, while rumors about completely different private behavior continue building underneath. That's why the Erika Kirk and Ellen DeGeneres clip hit such a nerve online. It wasn't really about one moment. It was about trust. Because once audiences believe they've spotted a crack in the performance, they start re-examining everything they were previously told to accept at face value. And this is where the bigger picture becomes uncomfortable. Modern influencer culture rewards appearances more than authenticity. The people who survive the longest are often the ones best at controlling perception, shaping narratives, and managing how the public sees them. But eventually, every performance risks slipping. Sometimes through scandals, sometimes through leaks, and sometimes through one strange viral clip that millions of people interpret as accidentally revealing something real underneath. That's why this controversy spread so aggressively. Not because viewers simply wanted drama, but because they wanted confirmation that their instincts about public image culture weren't crazy. And whether the internet theories surrounding Erika and Ellen were fully accurate almost became secondary. The emotional impact came from the possibility that they might be. At the end of the day, maybe the most shocking part of this entire story is how one short clip completely changed the way people viewed Erika Kirk and Ellen DeGeneres almost overnight. Because once audiences start questioning authenticity, there's no easy way to reverse it. And now the internet is watching every move more closely than ever. Every interview, every reaction, every silence. So the real question is, did viewers genuinely uncover something important hidden beneath the surface? Or did the internet simply create a narrative powerful enough to become truth on its own? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And subscribe if you want the next update before everyone else.